All right, welcome Fantasy Fling here with Daily Draft Pod. We are looking at what happened in Week 8 over on Underdog, and then going to do a quick live draft for Week 9. So Week 8 worked out pretty well for me. Did pretty decent in the goal line stand. 111 points, 135 bucks, and as you can see, first place won 4,000. So that's what we're gonna kind of go over is some of these drafts. Who won? What was working. We're gonna look at the goal line stand, which the goal line stand is a smaller one. It's the 5,000, and then we're gonna also look at the battle royale, which is the big large field GPP. So, obviously, if you watched the games last week, Cowboys got it going. Dak and Lamb was pretty much won everything across FanDuel, across DraftKings, across Underdog and Drafters, Sleeper, whatever DFS you were playing. It was Dak and it was Lamb. So no surprise to see them here. And then Joe Mixon finally got in the end zone. Gus Edwards had a smash day, took all the tutties away from Lamar. So Dak, Lamb, no bringbacks. And then we also had Philly, Devonta Smith, who got going, and TJ Hawkinson. So 148 points, pretty close matchup here, 148, 147. Okay. Dak to Lamb. Get no bringbacks. Travis Etienne, Olave, DeAndre Hopkins, and does not look like any secondary stacks. So third place. And this was a really close contest. Everyone was like a point from one another. So Dak, Edwards, Chase, Lamb. Obviously the stack being Dak and Lamb, Pittman, Kittle. So there was a secondary stack here between Jamar Chase and George Kittle. So good to see that. That's something we see often, but hadn't seen in the first few lineups. And then let's go and look at the Battle Royale. So like I was saying, this one is a large field GPP. Like the hold on a second. Sorry, got an ED dog. So this is a large field GPP, but this is the big one. So the other one is 5,000. This is 68,000. You will obviously see a much higher score to win this. So 160 points. And we had Dak to Lamb again. And does not look like a bring back because it's just Los Angeles wasn't doing enough. So Gus Edwards, Tyreek Hill, and AJ Brown. So these guys, some really heavy hitters here at a wide receiver. So pretty much looks like, if I had to guess, started Hill, came back, got AJ Brown, and so pick number 5. AJ Brown would be pick number 8. Then probably took Lamb, pick 17, and then just started and then got the stack of Dak, which picked 29, and zero RB kind of build. Got Gus Edwards, the one running back, and then TJ Hawkinson. So actually started Hill, AJ Brown, CD Lamb, TJ Hawkinson, came back around, got Dak Prescott and Gus Edwards. So really good stuff. That's kind of different strategy that you want to use to build, stack your wide receivers, get the QB stack, pay down at running back, some direct leverage off of Lamar Jackson with Gus Edwards. And so probably a similar build here, right? AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts is how this started. And then was able to get Lamb. So yeah, pick 3, AJ Brown, pick 10, Hurts. Got Lamb at 15. And I'm guessing went Hawkinson from there. Yep. And then Jalen Waddle. So good stuff. And, Gus Edwards at the end. So kind of seeing the same thing. Dak, Lamb, Christian McCaffrey off of Kamara. So this lineup, top three, third place, had Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. So hit running back early, got Lamb, and then was able to get Dak later and get that stack. And Jalen Waddle and George Kittle. So had a secondary stack here between George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. So great stuff. And now I think just gonna do a quick draft. Let's do the Battle Royale. Let's hop in here. And hopefully this doesn't take too long to fill. All right, here we go. 56 seconds. So, gonna run through some of my favorite quarterback plays for the week to kind of start. And really, I think what we're gonna do is we're kind of gonna go. Let's go through wide receivers real quick, and then we'll kind of think about what QBs we might want to stack. There is a lot of value, I think, on the slate at running back. There's going to be some guys that are going to be cheaper options, kind of like the Gus Edwards last week. I think we're going to have that again. But yeah, AJ Brown is a guy that will be the really the best spot. I think we'll have AJ Brown and Adam Thielen, Chris Olave, CeeDee Lamb, Nico Collins. These are some of the guys I think that the field is really going to be all over. So that will be what we will be looking to target to start out this game. You got Philly and Dallas. I think where I'm picking either one of AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb, and not necessarily going to try to force the QB stack if it's not there. If I get AJ Brown, I'm probably not getting Jalen Hurts, and that's just the way these things go. So let's see how this starts. So Kamara, all right. So we're going to start with AJ Brown. Now, this is one of those scenarios where if I'm unable to, I'm not going to be able to get Jalen Hurts. So I'm totally fine doing just kind of a ping pong stack in this spot, just getting the stud, maybe coming back and, getting like a Ferguson or a Tony Pollard. So maybe this is the week that Tony Pollard kind of gets going and I get direct leverage off of the Dak and CeeDee Lamb chalk. So we'll see how this all goes. So we got AJ Brown, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor's in a smash spot right here. CeeDee Lamb just went. Cooper Kupp. Looks like I'm 3 spots away. So a couple of the guys that I love in this spot, I think both Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs are in a great spot this week. So hoping one of these two guys falls to me. Looks like Barkley went there. Andrews. And there he is. Josh Jacobs is there. So that's going to be my pick. Last time he played, he got targeted 11 times by Aiden O'Connell, got 17 carries. So he got a total of 28 opportunities. I'm expecting more of that. It is a good matchup, and hopefully that's how it's going to go for me. All right, so I took Jacobs, then Thielen went, and then it's one more pick, and then it's me. A guy that I really like in this spot is going to be Olave, so I'm going to go ahead and probably block Dirty Dave from being able to complete that stack. So we started out with Josh Jacobs, AJ Brown, Chris Olave. I'm going to target Tony Pollard for my next player. I think it could be kind of a unique build. Just doing a ping pong of that game and then doing a QB stack of an entirely other game. So Devontae Adams and Devonta Smith just went off the board. A couple quarterbacks that I think are in a position to do well this week are CJ Stroud, Baker Mayfield. These are guys that I think could go a little bit under the radar, with everyone looking to get Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. So, and I like some potential stacking partners in those games. All right, so we are 3 away. Smith, Prescott, Evans, and Swift. So if I wanted to do Baker, it's going to be hard to get the stack now unless I get Godwin. Sam Howell is another guy. If I could pull off McLaurin. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm now on the clock. Okay. So let's do Tony Pollard to complete that stack. So I went, Evans, Swift, Ferguson, Walker, Cooper, Pollard. So I'm 2 picks away. I've got both my running backs. I need a quarterback and a tight end. So I could do the Hawkinson, Jaron Hall. That is a stack that is doable. Could also go Sam Howell, Logan Thomas. So Pittman went. I think playing a contrarian stack is the way I'm going to go here. I'm going to jam in the studs. I really like this lineup overall. Jacobs, Tony Pollard, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, and TJ Hawkinson. If Jaron Hall comes in and has himself a good day, I feel like this is a lineup that's certainly is going to be differentiated. It's a GPP, large field GPP type build, and we'll have the proper leverage that I think we'll need to potentially take this thing down. So 6 picks away. We're going to go ahead and follow this. I'm just going to run through some of my favorite picks at each position this week. I really like Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Dak would be my third option. Couple ways to get different. CJ Stroud, Baker, Sam Howell. At running back, I like Kamara, Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Bijan. A little bit of Bijan, not as much as like Jacobs and Barkley and Kamara, but also Tony Pollard, I think, is in a pretty good spot as everyone is just kind of fed up with him. And I don't expect the field to be really high on him. So I like Jacobs as well. A wide receiver, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Adam Thielen, CeeDee Lamb, Tank Dell, Terry McLaurin. At tight end, TJ Hawkinson is my top guy with Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, and then David Njoku as well. All right. So no one's going to be on Jaron Hall, so this should be pretty easy stack to make. But yeah, it's very contrarian build. Jaron Hall, And Hawkinson is my stack. Young quarterbacks do like to target their tight ends, so I'll go with it. Josh Jacobs going against the Giants, Tony Pollard and AJ Brown as that secondary stack in that game, and Chris Olave, who I think is in a great spot as well. So that is going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. I will be back next week for another week in review and live draft, looking at the strategy for week 10. So we'll see y'all next week.